Hello, my name is Mr. Chipman, and I teach biology and AP biology. Where do I teach? Murray High School in Murray, Kentucky. 9.2, reducing ozone depletion. We talked about ozone depletion, 9.1. Now we're looking at reducing that. How do we do it? Let's see. So, first of all, we need to substitute some of the things that cause the hole in the ozone, right? We mentioned some refrigerants and aerosols and foam blowing agents. Here's some other one. Aerosols, I think I said that. Solvents. Solvents kind of come in here second place, and nobody's really even talking about them. The goal is to reduce and eliminate substances that leak into the ozone layer and deplete it. Substitutes can't release these chlorine radicals, right? There's something about chlorine that is good in these sorts of things. I don't know chemistry well enough to know that, but we have to release them if we want to. So let's look at some of those subs. There's your word of the day, folks. Hydrochlorofluorocarbons, HCFCs. HCFCs were thought to have been a substitute early on. This is sort of a transitional replacement to CFCs, but they contain chlorine and break down a little more steadily in the troposphere, so fewer molecules reach the stratosphere. Still ozone depleting, though. This is not good for the ozone. And they're supposed to be phased out eventually. As there were later amendments to the Montreal Protocol, which we will talk about later. That brings us to hydrofluorocarbons, less chloro. Hydrofluorocarbons are HFCs. These are more climate-friendly things. Right? These contain hydrogen, fluorine, no chlorine, so no ozone depletion occurs. Widely used in refrigerants, foam-blowing agents, and aerosols. There's our foam-blowing agents again. Going to look up and see what that even means. The major drawback to HFCs is they have extremely high global warming potential. Sometimes they're a lot more potent than CO2, in fact, and so that is the kind of the trade-off here. So you're keeping the ozone, but you are creating more greenhouse gas, which we're going to talk about in this unit as well. As a result, the Kigali is a fun word as well. It's not the word of the day, though. The Kigali Amendment to the Montreal Protocol established a global phase down of HFC production as well, right? So it's sort of like we're learning as we go. That refrigerator is embarrassed because it's gassy. So let's look at some low GWT alternatives. There's one called HFOs. We keep losing letters. Hydrofluoroolefins. Don't know what an olefin is, but let's look at these. Break down rapidly in the atmosphere, have a very low global warming potential, no ozone depletion. Ammonia and CO2 refrigerants are some other things, very low GWP, increasingly seen in commercial cooling systems as well. This is sort of the GWP graphic. Put this up on your fridge so that you remember on your fridge. I wonder if your fridge is a HFC fridge or an HCFC fridge. You know, something to know, something to ask, something to wonder. Of course, there's trade-offs associated with each one of these. Some of them you have toxicity, things like ammonia, very toxic. High operating pressures, CO2, something that requires a lot of energy to maintain. Flammability, some of the HFOs are very flammable. All this stuff is dangerous, right? Anytime you're dealing with artificial coolants, you're dealing with dangerous things. There's our bell. Get a track. Oh, that's the end of the day bell, so we're not going to have any crazy yelling in this video. Good. We don't like crazy yelling. Let's look at some examples. Of course, we talked about the Montreal Protocol, 1987 international treaty that phased out CFCs or chlorofluorocarbons, widely considered the most successful environmental treaty of all time. And then it was later amended in 2016 by the Kigali Amendment, which proposed the phase out of HFCs as well. And there's our transition of the past. HFO. It almost looks like HBO, but no. So moving on. Country plans to replace all remaining CFC-based refrigeration systems with new refrigerant that does not harm stratospheric ozone but has very high global warming potential. Which environmental trade-off best explains potential drawback? So the high global warming potential has to do with the production of greenhouse gas emissions. And so let's find that. Substitute refrigerant prevents ozone depletion but could significantly increase greenhouse gas emissions. I don't mean to put A as the first one all the time, but sometimes A is the first one, right? Sometimes A is the right answer. It's going to be the right answer about a quarter of the time. And so if you want to read BCD, sometimes if I don't feel confident with A, I'll go read the other ones. Of course, you always run the risk of causing yourself to overthink something, which I am a big enemy of overthinking. But if it's really plain like this one was, then run with it. It's a good thing. We're moving on to 8. Not 8. We already did 8. 8 was 15 sections. It was a long unit. We've only got 8 sections of this. We got one coming up, 9.3. Stick around. Stay with us. Thanks for watching.